People of the faith always want to make sure that they are able to establish their connection with the divine being. They know how important it is for them to essentially listen to the Lord and what He has to tell them about the way they are dealing with the many trials and labors that life has to offer. Some have found that they need to have a dialogue with God constantly. You need to remember that maintaining the connection with the divine is always essential. You need to be sure that this connection is constant and is not only established when you are in need or you are down. It helps that the connection is maintained even in those moments when you are in bliss. Knowing who to be sure that such a connection is successfully established is always essential. Many people these days tend to lose connection with the Almighty. This can actually lead to a lot of things and a lot of implications later on. For instance, there is that possibility that you might end up in a situation where you may be compelled to do something dark, something you aren't supposed to do. As much as you can, you'd want to prevent that from happening. A good way to listen to what the Almighty is saying is to listen to your instinct. Your instinct often allows you to get that ability to identify whether you are doing things right or wrong. Your sense might actually cause you or influence you to do something. As long as these decisions are going to be in line with what is being said in the scripture, you are doing things right. There are people who are having a hard time finding the right way these days. This should not be an issue though. All that they have to do is pick up the scripture and read it. This is the book that contains the teachings, the principles, and the works of the Lord as relayed to the prophets. 1. Can easily see the Almighty's intent based on how He has established these teachings on this book. People are advised to be more observant to the things that are happening, the people that they come in contact with every time, the situations that they are thrown into. These are only among the things that I can take as a sign that the Almighty is trying to communicate with them. They must act in accordance to what these environmental stimulus are actually telling them. You might want to strengthen your connection with the Lord through prayers. A lot of people tend only to resort through this method when they are going through something challenging, something difficult. Do not do things that way. What you want to do instead is take the time to pray not only when you are down, rather pray too when you are in elation. Use this as your means of communications with Him. People who are able to successfully establish a dialogue with God are advised to keep the connection at all times. They should never stop connecting with Him because they are enjoying immense success. Rather, what they can do is to always ensure that they will keep this connection established all the time, without exception.